Hello, friends. Today we are discussing the 100 most important geopolitical conflicts that everyone should know about it. Well, these are not just headlines, they are the stories shaping our world right now. So, friends, buckle up and get ready for a journey across the globe. We are about to explore the conflicts that are making histories as we speak, from age old disputes to modern day standoffs. So, friends, let's start with one of the most well known conflict, the Israel Palestine conflict. This long standing dispute has been a source of tension in the Middle East for decades. It's a complex issue involving land, religion, and the politics. Both Israeli and the Palestinians claim historical rights to the same territory. The conflict has led to numerous wars and the continuous to impact global politics. Moving on to another hotspot, the South China Sea dispute. Well, it's not just about fishing rights, it's about oil, gas, and military control. The tension here could affect global trade routes and regional stability. Next up, we have the ongoing conflict in Syria. Well, what started as a civil unrest in 2011 has turned into a full scale war involving multiple countries. It's a prime example of how internal conflicts can draw in international powers. The Syrian conflicts has led to refugee crisis affecting many parts of the world. Let's shift our focus to Africa and the conflicts in the Sahel region. This area, which includes countries like Mali and Nigeria, faces threats from extremist groups. Climate change and the poverty added fuel to the fire. Friends, now let's talk about the situation in Venezuela. Political instability and the economic collapse have led to a mass exodus of Venezuela. This crisis affects not just in the Venezuela but neighboring countries as well. In Eastern Europe, we have the ongoing conflict in Ukraine. Well, Russia's annexation of Crimea in 2014 sparked international outrage. The conflicts continue to strain a relationship between Russia and the Western countries. Moving on to Asia, we can't ignore the tension between India and the Pakistan. These two nuclear armed neighbors have a long history of conflicts, primarily over Kashmir. Their disputes affect stability in the entire South Asian region. Let's not forget about the ongoing issues in the Afghanistan. Even after decades of the international intervention, peace remains elusive. The situation there continues to impact global security concerns. In Southeast Asia, we have the Rohingya crisis in the Myanmar. The persecution of this minority group has led to a major refugee situations. It's a stark reminder of how ethnic conflicts can lead to humanitarian disasters. Well, friends, switching continues. And now let's look at the drug war in the Mexico. This isn't just about narcotics. It's a complex conflict involving cartels, corruption, and the violence. The effect spills over into neighboring countries, especially the United States. Back in Africa, we have the ongoing conflicts in the Democratic Republic of Congo. rich in the resources but plagued by violence. The DRC's struggles impact the entire region. Well, it's a prime example of how natural resources can fuel conflicts. In the Middle East, we can't ignore the Yemeni civil war. This conflict has created one of the world's most humanitarian crises. It's also a proxy war involving regional powers like Saudi Arabia and Iran. Speaking of Iran, its tension with the United States and the other Western countries are worth noting. Nuclear programs, sanctions, and the geopolitical influences all play a role in this complex relationship. Let's move to the South America and ongoing issues in the Colombia. Despite a peace deal with FARC rebels, the country still faces challenges from other armed groups. It shows how difficult it can be to fully resolve long standing conflicts. In North Africa, we have the situation in Libya. Since the fall of Gaddafi in 2011, the country has been in the state of civil war. It has a battleground for various international interests. Let's talk about the Kurdish question, an issue spanning several countries. The Kurds, spread across Turkey, Syria, Iraq, and Iran, have long sought autonomy. Their struggle interests with many other conflicts in the region. The Central Africa, we have the ongoing crisis in the Central African Republic. Religious and the ethnic tensions have led to years of the violence and the instability. Is a reminder of how internal conflicts can destabilize an entire country. Moving on to South Asia, we should mention the conflicts in the Sri Lanka. While the civil war ended in 2009, its effects are still felt in the Sri Lankan society. It shows how post conflict reconciliation can be a long and challenging process. Let's not forget about the tension in the Taiwan Strait. China's claim over Taiwan and the island push for independence creation ongoing frictions. This situation has a global implication, especially for US and China relations. In West Africa, we have the conflicts in the Nigeria and the Boko Haram. This extremist group has caused havoc in Nigeria and the neighboring countries. It highlights the challenges of the combating terrorism in developing relations. Let's talk about the ongoing issue in the Somalia. Decades of the civil war and the presence in the Al-Shabaab continue to destabilize the country. It's become a concern for international maritime security due to piracy issues. In South America, we have a crisis in Venezuela. Political turmoil and the economic collapse have led to the mass exodus of Venezuela. This affects not just in the Venezuela but neighboring countries as well. Moving to Central Asia, we should mention the situation in China. The treatment of Uyghur Muslims has raised international concerns about human rights. It's an example of how internal politics can lead to international tensions. Let's discuss now the ongoing conflicts in the South Sudan. Despite gaining independence in the 2011, the country has been plagued by civil war. It shows how new nations can struggle with establishing stability. In Southeast Asia, we have the insurgency in the Southeast Thailand. This lesser known conflict has been ongoing for decades. Friends, it's a reminder that not all geopolitical conflicts make international headlines. Now, friends, let's talk about the tension in the Arctic. As ice melts, countries are competing for resources and the shipping routes. These cold conflicts could heat up as climate change progresses. In the Caucasus region, we have the Nagorno Karabakh. This dispute between Armenia and the Azerbaijan has led to multiple wars. This shows how historical grievances can lead to modern day conflicts. Moving to North Africa, let's discuss the Western Sahara conflicts. This long term running dispute involves Morocco and the Sharahi people. Well, it's one of the longest running conflict in the Africa. In Central America, we have the ongoing crisis in the Nicaragua. Political repressions and the economical issues have led to social unrest. Is an example of how democratic black sides can lead to the conflicts. Friends, let's talk about the situation in the Belarus now. Recent political events have led to the tension in the Western countries. It shows how internal politics can quickly become international issues. Moving to Central Asia, let's discuss now the situation in Kyrgyzstan. Political instability and the ethnic tensions have led to repeated upheaval. It highlights the challenges that many Soviet states faces. In the South Asia, we have the Naxalites insurgency in the India. This long-running conflict is often overshadowed by other issues in the region. It shows how economic inequality can fuel long-term conflicts. Friends, let's talk about the tension in the East China Sea. Disputes over island between China and Japan created ongoing frictions. Friend, in East Africa, we have the conflict in Mozambique, and Islamic insurgency has been growing in recent years. It shows how extremist ideologies can take roots in unexpected places. Moving to Europe, let's discuss the situation in Northern Ireland. While the troubles have ended, Brexit has raised new tensions. It's a reminder that even resolved conflicts can reignite. In Central Africa, we have the ongoing issues in Burundi. Political violence and the human rights abuses have plagued the country. So, friends, these are some geopolitical issues going on in the world. Well, what do you think? Which geopolitical issue is a very crucial to understand? Share your comments in the comments below. And thank you for watching this video. I will see you in the next video.